Hello, this is lesson 4, array and list. How array application stores and manage data. So far, we've been working with one value at a time, one number, one name, one input, but array application don't work like that. Banks store thousands of transactions, school stores student scores, AI systems store massive data sets. Now, so how do we store many values in our program? That's what we will learn today, array and list. This lesson is very important. If you understand this well, you will start thinking like a real developer.
So imagine we want to store 5 student scores. Without arrays, we would write int, then score 1. We assign the value of 70 to it. Then I'll write the second one, score 2, then assign the value of 85 here. Then score 3, then I'm going to assign the value of 90. Then I will also score 4. Then I will assign the value of 60 to it. Then score 5, I will assign 75. That is equals to 75. As you can see, this is messy, hard to manage, and impossible to score a scale. Array solve this problem. Now the question is, what is array? An array is a container that stores multiple values of the same type. We are going to declare an array. We're also going to name this array scores. Then we are going to equals to, then curly brace. Then we are going to give the value we have above already. Just going to give it 70, 85, 90, and then we'll say 60, 75. Yes. Okay. So when we try to access it, basically the int square bracket is an array integer. The value are stored in order. Each value has an index. So we are going to access the array score. When you access index 0, it will give you 70. Index 0 is going to give you 70. So you put score, then put the index number there, which is 0, and then we're going to access the second one, console.writeLine, then score. Then you can see in this one it's going to give us 85. So I will start counting from 0, not 1. This is very important. This is very important, so we can run. But before we run, we change. We are going to change to the root folder, project folder. So let's change to the project folder. Sorry, there was a mistake there. So array underscore list is changed, and then run. When you run it, you will see the result. You are going to see the result. Yes. So .net space run. So you see the results. Then 70 and 70, then 85. So the next one is also trying to check the length of an array. So after assigning value, after assigning value, you can also check the length of an array. But before then, you can also change value. You can also change the value. So let's say we have score with index 3, then we assign 65 to it. So you can see the value changed. So I'm trying to print it out so you will see the confirmation. Score, then the length. So you see that it was just 1 2 3 4 5. Then the length is going to change right now. So you can see, just go through and so it will tell you 5. So the reason it's 5 is because it start counting from 0. So if you count from 0, it's going to be what? It's going to be 6 at the moment. So that is the length. Always check the length. So length tells us how many elements are inside the array. Don't forget how many elements are inside the array. So basically we are going to go into the next part, which is part 3, looping through array, real usage. Looping through the array. Here I'm using a for loop. We have int I is equals to 0, then I less than score, then dot the length, then you are going to increment I dot the length. So here I removed everything, so I'll just remove the one I put manually, then leave the array so that I can loop through. I will leave the array so I can loop through, so we can loop through. So for int I equals to 0, then I less than score dot length. So you pulled out the length, so it's going to print according to the length. Then I increment I plus plus. So here we are going to print I console.write line, then score. This is score, then bring down our index, which is I. So loop start at 0, then stop before the length. This is used in almost every real programming. It is used in almost every real program, so you can see it, and it's very practical. It's very useful. Practice this every time. So most time when you do some of your exercises, you use this loop. It's a very core and essential loop. Basically very important. So we are going to move on to array limitation. So don't forget, array has some limitation because you have to give it the size from beginning. So if you assign value to the array that is outside of the length or outside of the size, that it's going to give us an error. So array are powerful, but they have limitation. Do not forget. So you can see we have assigned that the array should be 3. So no matter what you are assigning to this array, it should not be more than 3. If it's more than 3, then you are going to get error. Once an array size is fixed, you cannot increase or decrease it. So this is going to lead us to the next topic, which is list. List is kind of dynamic. List in C# is very, very important. Don't forget, very important. So more or less like the way you have written array, list is also written that way, but list is dynamic. A list is like an array but smarter and more flexible, don't forget. So when you want to program list, you use the keyword list, then int within your lesser than and greater than sign, you put your int, then scores is equals to new list int, more or less like when you talk of generic. So this is assign int. So basically this is dynamic already. So we have this one, we have int that will be assigned to this list. So every value that will be assigned will be list automatically. So dynamic size, don't forget. Then use, most time lists are used in real world application or real application. So when you are adding to a list, if you want to add value to a list, there is a method or function. There is a method. You will call the name of your list and say dot add. You can see as I'm adding it, use dot add 70, score dot add 85, then score dot add then let's say 90. Okay, 90. This IntelliSense is okay, so 90. Then basically the same way you access array, don't forget, the same way we access array, it is still the same way we are going to access our list. It's still the same way we are going to access our list. It's still the same pattern. So you say console.writeLine, then you bring your list. Our list for this case is scores, then square brackets, then let's access the second one. The second one is going to be 1. We have 0, 1, 2. So the second one will give us 85. So when you run, you will see 85. So you can practice them, don't forget, practice them. You will get used to it. You get used to it when you do them often and often. It's not just to watch tutorial. One thing is watch tutorial and also master them. So another thing is also removing item. So we can say score.remove, as you can see what I'm doing, score.remove, then let's say 85. So we are removing that. So by the time you console.write line again, and then let's say score dot count, so let's count. So list, you count instead of using length this time. So count, and then let's see, basically we have 3, but now we are going to have 2. You see, it's supposed to be 3, but we have 2 currently because we already remove from there. So that is it about list. It's not all about list. Then we also have looping through list as well. You can also loop through list. The way we loop through array is still the same way we can loop through list. So let's work on it. I'm going to use a for each loop. The for each loop, where we use a keyword in. So in score, in scores. So you can see it. This is very dynamic, and it's way simple compared to the previous one that we used. Way simple. So you can see, then print out. I don't want to use I think I'll change it to score. So it will match. So I does not really describe, so let's change it to score. Okay, let's change it to score. Okay, so I mean the I variable that is there, so change the I to score. Then in your yes, your console of right line, change it to score and run. So for each is cleaner and safer than for when working with what collections. As I mean, when working with collections, they are faster and they are cleaner. Rather, I will always say they are cleaner and safer when you are working with collection, but not really faster. Not really faster. So we are going to do a practice here, practical section. This is what I call live coding. So students call system. So scores, then we are going to this is the same list that we've created a list called score. Then we are going to assign value to them. So assigning value to them, you already know that we used the dynamic pattern of list. So we say score dot add, then you add the score here. So at this point we are going to use 80 as a score. So I will say, okay, I already score dot add, then 80. Don't forget to terminate. Then score dot add, then I will add 90. Take 90. Then the last one, let's just make it 3. Score dot scores dot sorry for using capital letter. So scores dot add, then we will make it 70. Then okay, let's make it 4. Score dot add, we'll make it this one 85. Let's just put 85 here. So we are going to have an empty array, name it total, assign 0 to it. So we are, then at the end we use our for each loop again. So we are going to loop through, then score in scores, then total plus equal to, so it's going to add whatever is there, to whatever is there already. That's why you are using the plus equal to. So we have total plus equal to, then score, the score, total plus equals to score. Okay, so we say let's look for the average. Say double average equals to, so we're going to do conversion here. We're going to do conversion because they are in int, and more or less like it's going to have decimal point. So for us to do that, we already have a data type for double, so we are going to convert to double. So say double, then total divide by score. Then if it was array, you say count, you say length, but here you say count. Then let's print the output. So console dot right line, so right line. So here we use a string interpolation. You remember, so $, and then double quote, and average score. Say average score. I just write something. Average score. Then curly braces, then call the variable average. Call the variable average. Then let's run it. Yeah, so you can see the average showing. You see the average showing. So then we are going for another mini project. This one is very engaging, very engaging, and we are going to learn from this. So I'm going to remove everything here. Then we will create this. We are going to use list again, but this time the list will be cat equals to new list. So then string data type, yes. So now let's assign value to this. Now cat.add, let's say laptop, then the next one cat.add, let's say mouse, then the next one cat.add cat dot add. So we are going to add, let's say add, then let's say keyboard. So I'm kind of using things that you won't forget easily. So we're going to use for each again, then that has the in keyword. Then so we have we are going to look through the item variable here. So at this point, so everything in our cart has been copied into item currently. So console.write line, then you put the key, you put the word, the new array list item. So this is the foundation of an e-commerce system. Do not forget. So the e-commerce system is kind of very user friendly. If you understand the system, you will know that you are doing great. It is not much, and it is not too much things to learn. All you need is constant practice. Now if array and list makes sense now, that's a great win. This concept appear everywhere in backend, backend development, automation, and AI. In lesson 5, we will learn method and function, and also how to write usable clean code like professional. Practice these examples and comment if you need help. See you in the next lesson. Comment, share, and like. Thank you. Continue to learn. Stay blessed. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.